Hi, I'm Blackfang, and this is a tutorial on how to draw circles without any textures. Step 1. Go to Materials and Textures and create a material function so we can use it in a lot of different materials. I'm going to name mine Circle. Underscore mat for material function. At this point, some of you may be thinking, why are we drawing a circle with math inside a material function? Why wouldn't we just draw one in Photoshop and import it as a texture? Well, the simple answer is we draw one in Photoshop. We set a resolution. And that resolution is going to be finite. So when we draw the circle, it looks good from here. And when we zoom in, it looks less good. And then when we're this close, look at those pixels. They're everywhere. So it's a very square circle when we're close to it. And as you'll see, when we do our circle mathematically, we won't have that problem. Our resolution will effectively always match whatever our screen resolution is. What was I doing? Alright. So, we're going to need some inputs for our function. Our first input is going to be a vector 2 which is going to take texture coordinates as its input. We connect that up just to visualize it. Texture coordinates are essentially a range of R and G values that correspond to U and V. Probably in that order, maybe not. And why we are passing it in as a parameter instead of just using one in the code is so that we can alter the coordinates before we send them into the function if we need to. And there are times when that may be handy, that I'll show you later. So for drawing a circle, we probably want to input radius as a scalar, and rename it for radius. We're also going to want the origin of our circle. And that needs two coordinates, so a vector 2. And that will give us an x and a y, and it'll be great. And for preview's sake, 0.5, and 0.5, we'll put it in the center. And we'll make our radius 0.5 as well. So how are we going to go about mathematically drawing the circle? Well, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem because circles are basically triangles. No, that point needs no explanation. Okay, so picture a circle, and then from the origin out to the circle, you're drawing a line, and that line is basically the hypotenuse of a triangle. So the radius is the hypotenuse that we use in a right triangle to find the x and y coordinates of any point on that circle. So what we're going to end up doing is using an if statement and comparing the length of that hypotenuse to our radius. And then we'll get a couple of constants, 0 and 1. And if our hypotenuse to the coordinate is less than the radius, then we will fill it in with 1, and if not, we'll fill it in with 0. So, let's break out float two components, R and G. If you know Pythagorean theorem, we're going to take the square root of the sum of the squares, so power, and it is 2 by default. Add another power, and this time we're going to change our exponent to 0.5, which is the same as taking the square root. Then I'm going to tidy up these nodes because I obsess over them. So this will give us the length, that coordinate. Yeah, I want the difference from the coordinate I'm specifying, because I'm allowing the specifying the origin of the circle. I'm not just drawing it automatically in there. So, yeah. And the order we subtract these in doesn't matter because we're squaring. A negative squared is a positive squared is a positive. So that's not going to matter. So this will be our A, this will be our B if A is greater than or equal to B, 0 equal than or less than 1, and there you go. That's all we have to do to make our circle. We have it as a cube. Let's see. So I specified 0.5 as the radius. And since we're drawing it at 0.5 in either direction takes us right to the edge of this cube that we're drawing on. So that's exactly what we accepted this. Now, let's zoom in and look at our resolution on this. So I've zoomed in so close that this curve almost looks like a straight line, and it's still not any more pixelated than it was before. Can't really get too much closer without flipping through the box. So next time we're drawing a UI element that needs a circle, You can use this function, and it will look very pretty at any resolution. Now we just need to make the function itself look pretty. So then we can save it. Yeah, that's good. But wait, there's more. What if we want to draw a ring instead of a circle?